While he might not show it, the fact remains that Robert Lewandowski is not pleased with the recent Ballon d'Or announcement. The Polish striker has been one of the finest players on the planet for many years, but what else does he need to do to win that award? If there was any doubt that Cristiano Ronaldo would struggle to find a place in Ralf Rangnick's starting 11 at Manchester United, the Portuguese forward showed that he's far too good and important to be left out. Edinson Cavani might want to seek something new. Ibra wanted to be a sporting director. In almost 4 weeks, the winter transfer window will be opened. Naturally, we'll be talking a lot about Kylian Mbappe. So what's going to happen in January? Stay tuned to find out. Before we begin, if you like the video, then hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you know whenever we've got new content available. With a contract that expires in June, Edinson Cavani is highly unlikely to extend his stay at Old Trafford, and the Uruguayan has loads of options anyway. Barcelona are keen to strengthen their workforce, especially the offensive sector. The Spaniards would like to have that done in a more cost-effective way. While they're in the midst of a very complicated financial situation, the Blaugrana will be very active this January. Low-cost reinforcements will be targeted for sure, so the club's senior management is eyeing players who won't cost them an arm and a leg. One of those players is Edinson Cavani, who will become a free agent once his deal with United comes to an end. According to the Spanish media, Barca might even try to recruit him in January. The former PSG player has already asked his agent to do everything to make the transfer a reality. Barely used this season, Cavani has only made 8 appearances for the Red Devils, and it appears that Barca will be negotiating with United over the veteran striker this January. Cavani has indicated that he wanted to talk to interim coach Rangnick, however. The German tactician's football philosophy is totally aligned with how Cavani plays the game, so that could be a deciding factor. And if the former Napoli man ends up getting more minutes on the pitch, he might not even push for a quick departure. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the man who represents the biggest turning point in PSG's recent history. The Swedish striker might no longer be ruling Parc des Princes, but he's always had a soft spot for the Parisians, even though he has a strange way of showing it. A few days ago, Ibra spoke about why he feels that Mbappe needs to leave the club, but that's not the end of it. In his new book, Adrenaline: My Untold Stories, the enigmatic striker revealed that he actually wanted to return to PSG last summer, but not as a player. In fact, Ibra wanted to become the club's sporting director in order to restore order in a locker room that isn't the most disciplined one in the world. Summer 2021. It's true, I offered my services to PSG, but not as a footballer, as a sports director. I called Nasser Al-Khelaifi, the president, and said to him, if I do not renew my contract with Milan, I will come to PSG and I will restore order in your team. Nasser laughed, but he didn't say no. Mino Raiola also agreed. Zlatan further revealed that one of the players at the club told him that he could actually help the locker room a lot. The Swedish international feels that the PSG players are too much in their comfort zones, especially those who don't get to play a lot. Zlatan has criticised sports director Leonardo, but he does feel that both him and Al-Khelaifi lack control. Wow, this guy doesn't hold back, does he? By scoring his 800th and 801st career goals, Cristiano Ronaldo once again sent a message to the world of football. The Portuguese striker is still here and is likely to continue. After 3 games without scoring in the Premier League, some people might have started to worry about Ronaldo, but within a few hours, they've been reassured. During the big game of the 14th day of the English Premier League between Man United and Arsenal on Thursday night, the Portuguese striker was still sparkling by helping his team to a 3-2 win in the second half. Scorer of his 800th career goal after returning from the locker room, thanks to a great pass from Marcus Rashford, the former Juventus player then scored his 801st goal from the penalty spot, while the two teams were on level terms after Martin Ødegaard's equaliser for the Gunners. 801 career goals. Obviously, nobody does it better today, and the new bar he's reached has been noticed around the world and has impressed the football world. While the winter transfer window will soon begin, Real Madrid are not giving up on Kylian Mbappe. Better, the Spanish club is more than quiet on this subject, and confidence reigns supreme. In a few weeks, the winter transfer window will open, and many players will be able to negotiate freely with other teams. We think, for example, of Ousmane Dembele, who's not yet extended his deal with Barcelona, Edinson Cavani, who already interests Barca, but also and especially Kylian Mbappe. 4.5 years after his arrival at PSG from AS Monaco, the 2018 world champion is closer and closer to the exit, and that no longer surprises anyone, especially after his hectic summer and the strong interest of Real Madrid. The man concerned has confessed it several times. He wanted to join Los Blancos this summer, but the stars were apparently not aligned, at least not yet. Because on the other side of the Pyrenees, even if some would prefer to see the Norwegian prodigy Erling Haaland land, we remain confident that Mbappe is their main target. With an in-form Vinicius Jr. this season and Karim Benzema still on top, Madrid are already thinking of a super trio with Kylian Mbappe leading the line. And whether on the sporting level or the marketing and economic aspect, the club from the Spanish capital has already planned everything around its next big star. And we can say that in Spain, the latest statement of the man concerned did not go unnoticed. Of course, my goal is to win a Ballon d'Or or more, but there is a process to achieve it, said the native of Paris after the Ballon d'Or ceremony, where he finished in the 9th place this year. So obviously, on the side of Madrid, we interpret that as a message for his future, and his coming to Real will change everything for him to achieve this goal. Regarding coach Carlo Ancelotti, AS explains that he is rather confident internally, even if in front of journalists at a press conference, the Italian prefers just to praise Kylian Mbappe and therefore not get too excited. Mbappe will hold until January 1st to see his dream come true, read one of the headlines AS came up with earlier in the week. Clearly, Madrid are not sweating over this. Polish striker Robert Lewandowski wants to leave Bayern, in part to be able to hope to win the Ballon d'Or in the years to come. We can say that Robert Lewandowski will be very unlucky if he ends his career without a Ballon d'Or. Indeed, for the year when he seemed to be the big favourite, 2020, the award was cancelled, and for the 2021 edition, he saw Lionel Messi pass him with very little to offer. He will at least be able to comfort himself by saying to himself that he's received the support of a good part of the football planet, scandalised by the fact that the Argentinian was given the prize ahead of him. And for many observers, playing for Bayern somewhat harms the Pole. Not that the Bavarian team is not competitive, far from it, but it doesn't have that aura, impact or media power of other big European clubs. It's for this reason that the information launched by the Daily AS doesn't surprise us. According to the media, the player wants to leave Bavaria this summer to join Real Madrid. The decision is partly motivated by this quest for the Ballon d'Or, the player being aware that a departure to the Spanish capital would make things much easier on that side. Also, according to the Spanish media, he has even already ordered his agent Pini Zahavi to prioritise any Madrid offer. For their part, the Madrid leaders, who have already been close to recruiting the player on several occasions in the past, are impressed by the player and his professionalism. Only there are two problems. Karim Benzema, who is still in great shape, while the Madrid management is convinced that he still has at least 2 good seasons ahead of him. Then, Erling Haaland, whom Los Blancos also want to recruit. Obviously, it's hard to imagine Real Madrid ending up with 3 attackers of such caliber for a place. To be continued. But the fact that a player wants to join another club to be actually recognised as one of the greatest of his era speaks volumes about the authenticity, or lack thereof, of an award that is definitely going to lose its charm in the long run if it keeps ignoring deserving players.